null result. Otherwise, if RS is instance of ID card set, so instance of type ID card set, then typecast RS to ID card set, then RS equal to so this RS is instance of ID card set, then ID card set we need to typecast to. Now this REC object we need to iterate, and we got the actual data in this REC. So let's iterate this, then let's print in the table. So these are the column names. So get column name 1 and get column name 2, rec.get column name 2 and column name 3. So I printed 3 columns, the field names, and in the loop I printed the actual data. So we have a dot next method. So until we find a record, this loop goes and it prints the actual data here. So this is get string, prints the data, and get column name prints the column names that we want. So each column has a name and data under the column. So that data I'm printing into this while loop. So that's get string and get string 2. So this get string will give you the actual data, and close the table. So that's the process, actual process. So let me quickly go through the process before we deploy. So after adding the required jar files, so we added the packages. These are the packages required: connector exception, iConnection, interaction spec. This is not required. This is not required. Let me remove this one. So only the required jar files are added here. Now you can see the iConnection, interaction spec, record set, connection properties, connection gateway service are required. So the first step is we need to prepare the connection gateway service object. So that we get from portal runtime and get runtime resources, and another method get service, and it takes the parameter iConnector gateway service dot key. This is the first object to be created to have access to your service methods. So this method has all the methods required to access the backend. So this CG service method or the connection gateway service method, this has a set of methods that we need and we need to prepare connection properties object. So this is the first object, this is the second object. We need connection properties object. This holds the user and the language and the user, which is required actually to provide SSO, single sign-on. Then we need connection object here. So this line gets you the connection. So connection, we get the connection from this get connection method that is already in this connector gateway service. So this is the service method, get connection, and it takes alias or name and connection properties. This is your backend alias name in portal. And then interaction is required, which actually describes the data required to get the connection, interact with the methods. Interaction spec is the actual method it holds, the actual BAPI it holds, and so prepare the interaction spec via interaction. So get interaction spec from the interaction, and need to set the BAPI in this interaction spec. So this is the BAPI that we are going to call, and we need this BAPI requires input in the form of a mapper record, and output also is a mapper record. So to get a mapper record, we need record factory. So get a record factory object from interaction, then create mapper record input and populate that input object with the required input by the BAPI. So customer number is a mandatory parameter required by the BAPI, and sales organization is required. So now get the output from this execute method in the interaction object. So this execute method takes the interaction spec, which has the name of the BAPI and also the input the BAPI required. So after execution, we get the output, the form of a mapper record, and now assign this table. In this output we got the table. So output means it got table parameters, scalar parameters, and also structure. So the output contains all the parameters by the BAPI. We need a table. So extract the table from the output and assign it to an object. And here typecast, if the object is of type instance ID card set, then typecast that one to ID card set, and this is required to iterate the data. To iterate, we need ID card set. So this we printed the column names. So get column name, and in the loop we printed the actual data. So that's all about the connector gateway service. Thanks for listening, and I'm going to deploy this one, and let's check the output. So let's rebuild the project, export, it got exported, and let me run the application here, and let's see. And so it prompts you to enter your user ID and password of the portal. And that's the output. I can see here the field names and the actual data here. So that's all about the Connector Framework API, and thanks for listening.